Hi, I'm Scott. I created this video to show you how I added a Light Up Marquee to my modified Arcade1UP cabinets that use the iCade 60-in-1 board and the BarCade 19-in-1 board. This video is part of a series of videos I've created related to the Arcade1UP cabinets. In this video, I'll show you how I added a Light Up Marquee to my Gen 1 Space Invaders cabinet that has been converted to a multi-game 60-in-1 board. Also in this video, I'll show you how I added a Light Up Marquee to my Gen 1 Asteroids cabinet that has been converted to a Williams Multigames 19-in-1 board. This video will focus on showing you how to install the Light Up Marquees I purchased from Angel Otero of Disability. Let's get started. I have done videos showing how I converted my Asteroids to the 19-in-1 board and my Space Invaders to the 60-in-1 board. I'll put links to both of those videos, actually those series of videos. I'll put links to those in the description below. So if you want to check those out, look in the description. All right, I've created a video showing how I installed some Light Up Marquees from Angel into a standard Arcade1UP cabinet, an Asteroids cabinet, and also a Centipede cabinet. Now I'll put a link to that video in the description below. Now this video, it isn't about comparing the products from the different vendors, such as Do-It-Yourself Retro Arcade, or the Arcade Game Factory, or Arcade Mod Up. Now I have links to those vendors in my description below, and you can go check them out yourself. I just don't have any experience with their products. Now I purchased the two Light Up Marquees from Angel Otero back in spring of 2021 for my Asteroids cabinet and my Centipede cabinet. The ease of installation, the quality of the products were excellent. I was totally satisfied. Now once again, you can find a link to the video how I install those in the description below. Those two Light Up Marquees were a little more straightforward as they were installed in an unmodified cabinets and using the standard artwork. The two Light Up Marquees I needed for this project were a little more complicated, as I needed some custom artwork and I needed to be connected to a modified cabinet where the marquee would light up when I turn on the cabinet. Angel had some stock artwork for multi-game cabinets. He actually had in stock the artwork I wanted for my Williams Multigames 19-in-1 cabinet. However, I was looking for something a little bit different for my 60-in-1 multi-game cabinet. I gave Angel an image of some base artwork that I liked and a description of the changes I was looking for. He worked with his graphic designer, Mr. Profit, and produced the artwork package that I was looking to install. The final product is exactly what I was looking for. It was fantastic. All right, let's see what we got here in the box from Angel, from Disability. All right, here's my first look at, let's just go through the hardware package real quick. So that's what we get in here. Decal, beep, 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 beep. Disability. A card saying how much he appreciates purchasing the product. All right. So that's good. Focus on customer interactions. And we have some of the hardware. Let's see what we got here. So I got two Light Up Marquees. So I'm going to have two of everything. That's a splitter. Two hardware, the bolts, or the nuts rather. Sorry. Third time's the charm. The screws. One for each. And power supply come off the splitter. All right, good deal. All right, now let's unwrap what we've really been waiting for, the lighted panels. I actually have two in here. These things are wrapped really tightly to protect them with the bubble wrap. All right, I cut the package of bubble wrap and all that pretty much loose. So I have not opened this, so this is be the first I see any of this. I'm sure I'll be pleasantly surprised. Let me get some more of this off. I mean, this stuff is wrapped really good, so here we go. All right, this is one of the LED strips for one of the marquees. And here's the very first one. Ooh, all right. This goes to my 19-in-1. So I modified my Asteroids cabinet and put a 19-in-1 board in there. So Angel already had this artwork in his inventory. So I just had him print me up one of these. Nice. All right. Next. Let's see, here's the other LED strip for the second one I ordered. And it is for my 60-in-1 board, the iCade board. He did not have this artwork in his inventory. So I worked with him and missed the profits and came up with something I liked. There was something out on the internet that I liked, but I really wanted the games that I played a lot. So some of these characters are a little bit different than you might see something similar to this out on the network or out on the internet. But that's because I changed some of the, or had missed the profits, changed some of the characters around. All right, first thing we're doing is we got to remove this back panel. So I'll remove the 2 screws here, 1 and 2. I'll just connect this power connector down here. See if you see that. That connector there, and then there's another connector on the inside going to the power supply. All right, I removed the 2 screws up here. I'm going to disconnect the power supply. Whenever I converted my cabinets to the 60-in-1 and the 19-in-1, I did that connector there. So now this back box comes off, but there's still a pigtail. It's still connected down here all the way to the back into the power supply. So this back panel is permanently connected to that power supply. So I'm just going to set it off to the side here. All right, I've got the back panel off. So on the 60-in-1 setup, you got this power supply. And on the power supply, you got a 5-volt connector, a ground, 2 grounds actually. 5 volts, that red wire, black's the ground, this other black's ground. Then you got this yellow wire. That's my 12-volt connector. On that, I've got this pigtail. Can't see it, but there's a red and a black wire. And that goes to a pigtail. Okay, that's this right here. And then when I set mine up, I put this splitter onto my pigtail. And I actually put a 3-way splitter on my cabinet. So one is to go to the amplifier, and then one is to go send 12 volt up. And the other one is the 12 volt. I have, instead of just a two splitter, I had a 3 splitter. So Angel sends you a splitter. And I'm not going to use his because I've already got an extra 12 volt connector here. So on that 12 volt connector, I'm going to connect his 90-degree connector. This end right here will go to my 3-way splitter, and then this 90-degree connector will go to the LED right here. All right, so here is my 12 volt right here is the pigtail coming off the 12 volt power supply, and it's going to a 3-way splitter, and one splitter is right here. It's going to the monitor, sorry about that. And then the other pigtail is going to the amplifier, and then I connected the third one to this wiring harness that wiring connector that Angel gives us. It's got the 90-degree connector on it, and I connected that to my LED. So what happens now, and of course, remember, I'll take all this wiring, I'll run it up through the cabinet so that it's going to be up there by the Light Up Marquee. But so now when I provide power to the cabinet, these LEDs will automatically turn on. All right, I come back, and just to show you that I have the power now from the wall to the back panel. There's also a switch right there that I'm going to press here in a second. just to let you know how I'm providing power. So on the count of 1, I'll turn the power on. 3, 2, 1. And there's the LED lights that are lit up. So all my wiring is good. Now all I gotta do is undo this bundle, route it up the cabinet, up into the area of the Light Up Marquee, and everything will be grand. All right, next, what we're gonna do is we gotta remove this front wooden marquee, the one that's gonna be replaced by the Light Up Marquee, and we gotta remove this H panel. Okay, so the way to do that, there's 2 screws, 2 on each side, total 4 screws. This top screw here that connects directly into the wooden marquee. By the way, it's a long screw. It's going to be replaced by a short screw that's sent to you from Angel. It'll go back in that hole, but it'll connect into the new Light Up Marquee. And the reason it's short is so if it's this long, then you'll have light created in a shadow, so it's the correct size screw. And then we're going to loosen this screw down here, and that will allow you, once you remove the 2 screws that connect your marquee, and then you loosen these 2 screws, it's going to allow us to pull this apart. We can remove the H panel, and we can remove the front wooden marquee. Okay, I've totally removed the 2 screws that connect the wooden marquee to the side cabinets. And just to show you for reference, here is what the screw looks like that came with the cabinet, and here is the screw that Angel's sending you to. So you can see the difference in size. Now this is going to allow me to pull the cabinet apart and remove this H panel. All right, I'm not going to lie to you, that was kind of tricky. So I also loosened the screws down here that's on this bracket. I loosened them on both sides. So I'll loosen the screw on this side and that side for this bracket, and the screw on this side and that side of that bracket. And then I was able to spread this apart and punch that out, and then it comes out. So it's going to come out of these grooves here on the side, and it's going to come out of this groove on the top. That's how you get your H panel out. All right, now I need to remove the front wooden marquee assembly from the cabinet. And the way you do that is you got to remove this screw. There's 2 screws, this screw and this screw. We'll remove it, and then we'll be able to pry the cabinet apart, and this top wooden marquee component will come out. Okay, I've removed both screws that connect. This is actually the board that has your monitor, the screen, and it's connected to the flat bracket on your wooden marquee. So that's removed. So now I can just separate the cabinet, and that will free up the dowels. So that just allowed enough room for these dowels to come free of the cabinet. All right, so this is our old marquee, wood. I now got to remove this flat piece right here. And there's 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to remove those, pull this off, then I'm going to attach this bracket here, this flat bracket, to the Light Up Marquee that Angel sent me. And I'm going to recreate this L-shaped structure, but instead of having the wooden piece, it'll be a Light Up Marquee. All right, just to show you on Angel's Light Up Marquee, here's the 3 screw holes, 1, 2, and 3, and that's where that flat piece will attach to this to connect and make that L bracket, that flat piece, and make this look like an L shape. All right, I've attached that flat piece right here to Angel's Light Up Marquee with those 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and now we're ready to reinstall that into the cabinet. Okay, so I just dry fitted this in here, and I'm going to take the short screws that Angel provided, and I'm just going to lightly screw those into the side just to give it something to hold it up, because we're not using the dowels. And at that point, once it's holding it up, I'll come in and screw these two screws in the backside, and that attached the Light Up Marquee to the cabinet. Okay, so I've got these two screws now connected. So it connects the monitor panel to the flat piece of the L bracket on the, really just a flat piece really of the Light Up Marquee. And I screw these in a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here, even, because I need this to come together flat, like this, right? Because you don't want any gaps, because you don't want any light bleed, because there's gonna be light here. You don't want it to bleed down onto your monitor. So, and then remember that the side screws, even the one that Angel gave us on each side, they're not screwed in all the way. They're loose because I still got to pull this apart to put the H panel in. And then once we put the H panel in, we'll tighten up. Now there's 3 screws I have loose on each side. Initially in this video I said 2, but there'll be 3 screws on each side. We'll tighten everything up at the very last. So the next piece is I need to install the LED strip. By the way, there's these 2 red tapes. They're double-sided tape. And so the LED goes in like this. It'll be on your right side. And if you have the LED too far over to the left, you'll have some shadows on it. And you can't pull it over too far to the right because you'll have the cable right here. What you want to do is pull it just where that cable starts hitting the side panel. And that almost puts it perfectly lined up. And then we'll take and then I pull it all the way back, like toward the camera, to the lip of this board that's got the monitor panel. And you just center that up like that, push it all the way back, stick it down, and that will give you light coverage over here. So believe it or not, even though the LED is way down here, it spreads the light evenly across that thing. Okay, I took the red sticky tape, part off this double-sided sticky tape on here and here, and I placed it down. And then, as you can see, I've got this piece here that takes the relief off of this cord here, because we're going to connect something to it, and that way it won't be pulling on the LED strip. All right, the last thing we got to do functionally is to connect power to it. So here's the cable with the 90-degree elbow in it. That will connect to this end. All right, that's going to drop down through my cabinet, and I will then connect it to the 12 volt that we talked about earlier in this video. All right, now that we got power all connected, that 12 volts, I just got to put my H panel back in. So I'll slide it in these grooves, spread the cabinet apart, and it's going to go up in these little Angel's Light Up Marquees. Also has slots for it to go in. And then once I get in these slots, then I'll start tightening up the screws. All right, we got the H panel installed. And remember, it's in the grooves on each side of the cabinet, and it's also on the groove on this lighted marquee, just like it was in the wooden marquee. So now we're at the point we can tighten the 3 screws on each side of the cabinet. All right, we have each of the 3 screws on each side of the cabinet tightened. One goes into the Light Up Marquee, the other tightens into this bracket, and the third one, it tightens into this bracket here. So we got all the screws in. Now we can put the back panel in, plug the cabinet in, and do our smoke test. All right, I got the cabinet turned around, and we're looking at the Light Up Marquee area. I'm going to turn off the lights, and we'll turn it on and do a smoke test. Hopefully everything will work. Hopefully the Light Up Marquee will come on, and then the game will boot up. Lights off. System on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Light Up Marquee comes on. Game is going to start booting up. Yep, system initialization. It's starting to count the system games. Remember, it's got an iCade 16.1 board in here. Good, I didn't break anything. Let me just give you some of my really first impressions. My light bar is right here. It doesn't light up everything. So where I had it right like that, I think I'm gonna have to go in and modify it where I've got it angled up, or I'm gonna put on some spacers and bring it up halfway up. All right, there we go. I got my multicade Light Up Marquee set up in my iCade 16.1 cabinet. Looking good. All right, so let me just show you what I did. My LED strip at one point was pointing straight this way, and so I just had a bar of light here. Now, on the other Light Up Marquees I got from Angel, it actually dispersed it a little bit better. I think they were lighter colors, where this marquee is a little bit darker colors, so you could definitely see a band of white light here, and then the rest of it's a little bit darker. So I had two options. I could either build, really three, I could attach it to the H panel coming down, but that seemed tricky to me. I wasn't sure exactly where to place it. Some people had said like 2 inches from the top. So that was one option. Another option is I could have just left it alone, but my OCD would have got to me. My third option was to build risers and pull it up. And I tried that, but whenever I pulled it up, it was casting shadows on the bottom part. And so my fourth option was I built it at a 45-degree angle. And so it shines light in the middle and at the bottom and at the top. Now they're not really bold at the bottom or the top, but it still has light. It's better than it was before. So the way I built that 45-degree angle is I had the back of the LED strip against this, and I angled it up 45 degrees. And then I built my riser out of double-sided sticky tape. So I just kept taking thin layers and building it up. And then I would keep laying the front of the LED bar against it until I got my LED bar at roughly a 45-degree angle. And then I took the double-sided sticky tape and attached it to the bottom of this bar. And that makes it stick. You know, I'm not in an arcade, I'm on a home arcade, so nothing's gonna go crazy. So I feel pretty comfortable it's gonna stay. All right, I'm gonna plug in the unit and then I'll turn off the lights. So you'll see the LED light come on. All right, and then we turn off my filming lights. All right, so that's what it looks like. Looks a lot better. Definitely this is lit up. Definitely the middle is lit up. The top is lit up. It's not lit up as bright as the bottom's lit up, but it's better than what it was. And then when I put the H panel on top just to kind of kill some of the lights, I think you get a better view. So that is good. That is good enough for me. I'm happy with that. All right, I'm installing the LED Light Up Marquee into my 1901 cabinet, which is a converted Asteroids, which is just a little slight difference on the wiring. So here's the power supply, same that was in my 16-1. Here's the 5 volts, here's the 2 grounds, here's the 12 volt. These are all the leads. So in here I have a lead for the 12 volts, this black and red wire. It's going to the ground, the 12 volt, and it comes out here. So this lead originally had a Y splitter, just a 2 splitter on it, that went from here up to the monitor and to the amplifier. So I left the lead that went up to the monitor on, because remember I need 3 12 volts now because I need to run one up to my LED. So I did put the Y splitter that Angel provided, and I came in here with the, see if I can get, there we go. So one lead came directly into the amplifier, and then another lead is going up to the LED. So my 16-1, I ordered it with a Y splitter of 3 leads, and whenever I ordered the 16-1 kit, when I ordered the 19-1 and bought all the pieces, I bought a 2-way Y splitter instead of a 3-way. So not the end of the world or anything. I just want to show you all there's a difference. As long as you get that 12 volts up there to the LED, you'll be fine. All right, show you another difference I'm doing on my 19-1 cabinet. I've already got the Light Up Marquee installed. I'm getting ready to install the LED. Now on my 16-1, I had it right up here against this A board. It's got the monitor connected to it and this white board. And when it was pointing straight, it wasn't lit up evenly. It was lit up down here and very little light up at the top. So if you remember that part of the video, I angled it at 45 degrees and it spread the light pretty good. I mean, you'll see pictures of it. I'm totally satisfied. This one, I did something different. I'm going to mount it to this top of this A board. Now this is that cheap board, and it's got a lot of fibers. So I've already taken some duct tape. In this case, my duct tape is red. and I rolled it into a ball and put it on my fingers, and I just went back and forth over this to get as much of the loose fibers as possible. I did it twice. And so it's not perfect, but I got a lot of the loose fibers. And then I put this duct tape. It's connected to the whiteboard, connected to the top, and then it's connected to the smooth side of the A board, this fiber board. I don't even know what the heck you'd call it. So I strategically placed these red pieces of duct tape right here and right here, because that's where the double-sided tape on my LED strips is going to sit. So if we look at the LED strip, you'll see there's the red double-sided tape on both those. I'll peel that off and I'll place it right here. And so I actually did that with just a little piece of tape to put it there like that, and then I turned it on, and then I just lightly put the top, the H panel in place, and everything looks good. The lighting looks really good, so I'm going to go with that. So that's just something a little bit different than what I've done in the past on my other two cabinets, my Asteroids and my Centipede, and what I did different on my 60-in-1. So I want to show you, I'm going to try something different. All right, I've finished installing. I peeled back the red pieces on the double-sided sticky tape, and now I've mounted it on top of that A panel. And just give you a side view. It's tilted up. It's not quite 45-degree angle, but it's tilted pretty good. I got this attached to the sideboard. That's just to give the relief when I plug this in, that it's not going to pull this all down. So we'll give it a shot, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, we got the Light Up Marquee with the LED strip in it. This is for my 19-in-1, which is my Williams Multigames. It's got Defender, Stargate, Robotron, Joust, Bubbles, all those games on it. So let's do the smoke test. I'll turn it on. 3, 2, 1. And there it is. I'll go over and turn the light off now. It's booting up, so it's going to boot through 19 games. All right, that's what it looks like with the light off. It looks beautiful. Really, that looks fantastic. Let's see if I can get that in better. All right, that definitely meets my expectations. A lot better than I thought it was going to look. So good job, Angel. All right, I got both my systems booted up. I got the Williams Multigames 19-in-1, and I have the iCade 16-in-1. So now you can see what the Light Up Marquees look like. Here is my Williams Multigames Light Up Marquee, and over here you have the custom artwork created by Angel and Mr. Profits for my Multicade when it's highlighting characters from the games that I enjoy playing the most. So I couldn't ask anything more. These things look fantastic. The light is definitely diffused the way I wanted it to be. So definitely a happy customer. That wraps up this video showing you how to install the Light Up Marquee from Angel Otero into a Gen 1 Arcade1UP cabinet that's been modified to use a 60-in-1 board or a 19-in-1 board. Hopefully this video helps you understand the options available to you to add a Light Up Marquee to your Gen 1UP modified cabinet. Let me know in the comments section below if you've installed a Light Up Marquee in your modified Arcade1UP cabinet, who the vendor was, and if you were happy with the product and service. Now keep watching my YouTube channel to catch upcoming videos I'll have on other Arcade1UP topics. For automatic updates when I add content to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on that red subscribe button and ring that bell. If you like this video, then click on the thumbs up button. It'll help me in the YouTube search algorithm so other people will find this video. Leave any feedback you have in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Now go play some classic arcade games.